A little bit nipply out. So, let's see, on Wednesday, I received some Razor red rubber, and not too excited about it. It was just super sticky. I used it, and well, let me first say, this is the official Razor red rubber review on my channel, SteveO the Window Cleaner. So I used the Ettore brass. The one thing I did notice though, I was doing a house with like wood frames that were catching the rubber a lot. It didn't shred at all, but the glide is not good. I think it's a soft rubber, so I think that's why. But I also had it in where is that channel? I had it in my PoolX channel, and it was just not the same glide that I'm used to with like Ettore rubber. So I'm gonna try it out in a few different channels today. I think the channel it will really work in is, I'm hoping it will work in the Unger S Plus. That's what I'm really hoping for. It has a little bit shorter of a channel here, so I'm thinking that will help. So I'm gonna try that today. I'm gonna take it out of my 14-inch Ettore. The glide just was not good. But we got 3 homes on the docket today, maybe a 4th at the end. Just Alex and I today, so we'll kind of take you along for the day, and we're going to kind of look at the Razor red rubber a little bit more extensively. So the interesting thing about Razor red rubber is it's actually silicone. It's not actual rubber, so that's something to think about with it. So we're here at the first house. Alex is going to do screens. I'll go ahead and start on the windows and just work through our day. Finding that the rubber in the channel that doesn't hold the clip is working a lot better. I noticed that where the brass was holding the rubber was making it kind of catch itself really awkwardly and create a lot of drag. Sometimes these squeegees, they don't have any clips. They just hold the rubber in the middle. Sometimes allow the rubber to feel a little bit better glide on the glass. But I always have my safety squeegee here because I can always rely on that one to do a really good job. Socks on a roof. Probably not the best. But it works. See, it works great here in the shade, but I find on hot windows that it just starts really grabbing the window. Which makes me think that the silicone kind of acts like a soft rubber. So here's where this gets, it's like immediately when you get into sunlight, this squeegee just starts stopping. Right there was pretty nice, but it's like the larger windows where you have more area where it's dry that you're going across, it just grabs. So I really think what I'm gonna do with this rubber is just kind of keep it for the winter time. It'll do great during the winter. Because just remember, you want like a softer rubber in the winter, a harder rubber in the summer. The softer rubber just does a lot better in the winter. And so I definitely, and the really nice thing though I have found about these rubbers, the facelift red razor rubber, these ends do not wear out. So usually by now I've used, this is rubber's on its second day. It's not bleeding a lot, and I have no shredding on the corners, which that is really awesome. I really thought that this review would end up being called like the worst rubber ever, but now after working with it more, and I knew I needed to give it, oh, hey, look at me, oh, it's the mirror. I really thought I was gonna really hate this rubber after today, but I like it. I just think it's better for a winter rubber. These type of screens, man. Screens are annoying. I don't think guys in the UK have to deal with screens very much. It can really make you hate a house. These screens, so they have this little screw thing here. This little, you see, you have to put the screen in like this first. And you want to make sure with these tabs that they don't ride on here and mess up the paint or mess up the wood. Make sure you always get these in. Sometimes, every once in a while, one will come out. We'll get a call back to come and make sure the screen is in good. First job done. On to the next home where we'll do some water-fed pole work. Very different style home than this one. Get that one done. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. A lot of times when I get to a house, start setting up the water-fed pole. So a lot of times when I get to a home, I will test the water before I use the water-fed pole, just to make sure I kind of know what we're dealing with. Turn it on right there, plug it in. So we're getting right around 56, which is pretty common for Boulder unless they have well water. But at 56, you don't even need an RODI system for it. You just need DI, but I know my DI is going bad, so I'm gonna use my RODI, and we have pretty good water flow. So I think we're gonna do pretty good with the pressure. Well, Alex, was that the job from hell?
I'm really annoyed.
Yeah, we're really annoyed right now. The sprinkler guy came and turned on the sprinklers while we were freaking cleaning out, and while Alex was cleaning screens outside and re-wetted all the screens.
It was like right where I was working. I was like, oh, sorry, I know you're working here, but the lady wants me to turn it on right now.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
Pretty fucking ridiculous.
It's like, you couldn't even give me like a 5-minute warning, like, hey, I'm gonna turn these on.
Yeah.
Like, you just turn them on and then explain it later.
Yeah, the lady didn't come until 30 minutes after her appointment time. Sometimes. I'll give her credit though, she's got a baby, she's got a lot going on.
Soaked.
Price of this house was right about $250.
She seemed kind of surprised about her price.
Yeah, it's like, you live in Boulder, don't be surprised. So this is house number 3. I'm gonna water fed pull the outside because it's kind of late in the day. I think it will come out really good. They have very tinted windows on the inside, so see how it goes. Cool car alert. So to give you kind of my final thoughts on the Razor Red rubber, I think it's a good rubber. I liked it a lot more today than I liked it yesterday. The ends, I mean, do not shred. That's after 2 days of using it, and it's perfectly fine. I did notice that it will leave, if you start catching a little bit of drag on the window, it will leave a rainbow streak or some sort of streak a lot easier than just regular rubber. That may be a thing of the silicone, I don't know. I just find that if you're on hot glass, it gets really sticky no matter how much. And the break-in period I found is pretty long for this rubber. But overall, I think it's good for its price. I just think you'll struggle with it if you live in like a really hot, humid area. For residential, I think it's great. I think it works perfectly, and it's kind of nice for residential because if you're doing frames that kind of suck and might tear up your rubber, it's a really great rubber for that. I've done a lot of windows with this one rubber, this one side. So that's impressive. It lasts for a long time, and that's kind of nice. It's nice to be able to rely on a rubber and not have it shred. We use sometimes these barren rubbers, four-sided rubbers, and they shred really, really fast. You can go through all four sides easily, like in a day and a half, just because of the end shredding. So that's really nice. It doesn't have the, I would say, the same glide as a Ettore rubber. That's just my particular favorite. But I also found that it didn't do too well in a channel where it's being held by a clip. This has not been held by any clip or any of those green Unger clips. So that part I really liked about it. That part was weird because when I put it in like my PoolX channel, my PoolX Lumimax, and this, it just had troubles. I just couldn't, it was almost catching in the same way the liquidator sometimes catches on that clip on the side. It was really, really weird. But overall, I think it's a great review. I think it's a great rubber. I was really expecting today, when I was doing this review, to really hate it by the end because of how I felt about it yesterday, doing commercial work. I guess my final conclusion would be it's a great rubber for people who are doing residential. I just wouldn't really suggest it too heavily for commercial, especially if you do a lot of windows straight in the sun. I think you'll find it streaky. So that is my review of the facelift Razor Red rubber, and I hope you all have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.